Hello everybody, Happy New Year. It's probably a little bit late to be saying Happy New Year, to be honest, but I'm going to say it anyway. I mean, we're now in February, but Happy New Year anyway. It's been quite a long time since I've done a video. I've not actually been very well, and my mum wasn't very well either, so it's been a crazy month since Christmas really. I've just not really had the energy to do a video, but I thought I'd just do a quick one today to let you all know that I am still here, and I'm hoping I'll be able to do some better content for you soon. I apologise if I'm speaking a bit weird. It's just I had a tooth out on Friday, and I'm still in quite a bit of pain with it. I feel like someone's like punched me in the face, to be honest, so yeah, I'm hoping to get that sorted soon. But yeah, it's been crazy. Just after Christmas, my mum broke her wrist, and it's just a good job that she lives around the corner from me, because I've been helping to look after her. She's been in a cast for 6 weeks, so in between working, I've been sort of popping around, and so obviously she's not been able to drive. Even trying to get her car back home was an adventure, because she broke her wrist at the leisure centre. She was playing badminton, and she fell. Well, as the shuttlecock came flying towards her, because my mum gets really competitive, and the shuttlecock came flying over, but she overreached. It went too far back, and they say if that happens, you shouldn't try and go for it, but she did. And she's right-handed, so racket was in her right hand, and she went straight over backwards. Landed with her whole weight on her left, and broke her wrist quite badly. They were considering surgery at one point, but luckily they ended up not having to go down that route, but it was touch and go for a little while. So yeah, bless her, she's had a really hard time of it. And yeah, myself, I've not been very well either. I think I've just been generally run down, and it's been a really busy month. But I got an eye infection a couple of weeks ago, which was so painful. And that's on the mend now. It's still giving me a little bit of trouble, but it's not as bad as it was. At least it's not bright red anymore. Had an eye infection, and then I think I had some kind of sinus infection as well. But I'm wondering if it's all kind of, because they say your ears, nose and throat and all of that are all linked together, and I was having this really bad pain on my cheekbone. But it's just annoying that it was on the same side as my eye infection, and so I had this really bad pain. And then I've had all this problem with my teeth as well. I've got a problem with one of my fillings that needs to be looked at, because I had a root canal done and a filling done last year. But the dentist, when I went and saw the dentist back in, God, it was early December, I went, and because I had this cheekbone pain that's just been going on, and they said that the filling will need to be redone, even though I only had it done last year. But the root canal underneath that was done a good 6 years ago, I think. But I've still got sensation, and I've got a bit of pain. And obviously I shouldn't have pain with a root canal, because they remove all the nerves. So I don't know what's going on there, but the x-ray shows a little bit of an infection, but it's quite high up into the bone. So that might even explain all of this pain I'm getting in my cheek. So they need to look at that. But then, annoyingly, when I was there getting that looked at, they discovered through the x-ray that I actually had a really bad cavity on one of my lower molars. So I went in with one problem and came out with another. So that one, they said, you'll have to have a root canal done. So I thought, here we go again. So just because it was an emergency, this is like early December, just to keep me tied it over, they did like a temporary filling. They sorted out the cavity, and then gave me a temporary filling. And then they were trying to get me in for the root canal before Christmas, but it didn't happen. So all through Christmas I had to put up with this temporary filling, and it was driving me crazy. So it's quite sore, but also, you know, when you have a temporary filling, if they don't file it down to the right sort of height, it can mean that you can't bite together properly, and I had that problems. And then I was having to eat on one side of my mouth all through Christmas. And anyway, they saw me in early January for my appointment for a further assessment. Then another appointment to start the root canal procedure, and they got halfway through it and it failed. They did warn me in advance that the roots were too narrow to carry on doing it, and also once they actually got into the tooth they realised how weak it was, and he said if he carries on drilling it's just going to break. So it was a failed root canal, so he said your only option is extraction at this stage, so hence the extraction. So then I had to have another temporary filling put in, and they had to wait a couple of weeks for things to settle down a little bit before tackling the extraction. So all in all, in the last sort of 2 months, I've had God knows how many dental appointments, and I've been having to eat on one side of my mouth now since the beginning of December. So it's like 2 months of eating on one side and being in pain, and I'm just feeling generally sorry for myself. It got taken. It's Monday now. It got taken out on Friday. That was an absolute horrendous ordeal. I was 2 hours, not my fault, but I was 2 hours late to have it done because I got there and I had to wait for 2 hours because the patient that they were seeing before me had a complication apparently, and it got an hour in, and I'm nervous with dentists as it is. I don't really do like medical stuff. I have a massive, I'm hemophobic, so I have a big problem with medical stuff, and the anxiety building up to my appointment, and obviously I didn't really sleep very well the night before because of the anxiety. And I got there for midday, and I'm sitting there and it's 1 o'clock, and I'm thinking, well, it's been an hour and I still haven't been seen, and I'm sweating, and I'm so I felt sick to my stomach, and I was like, oh my God. Anyway, they told me, oh, I'm really sorry, but it's been a complication. They'll see you as soon as possible. Are you okay to wait? And I'm thinking, well, yeah, because I've been building myself up to this. I don't want to wait even longer. I just want to get it done. So I waited. Anyway, it was 2 hours in the end. And the other patient was still being seen. So in the end, they ended up getting me to see a different dentist for the extraction, which again, I know they couldn't help it, but it doesn't help when you've already been waiting 2 hours and your anxiety is through the roof, and then you're being seen by a different dentist who hasn't actually been part of the journey so far with the assessment, and he wasn't the same dentist that did the failed root canal and was going to do the procedure. So they took me into this room and I was like, oh, hello, like being seen by someone completely different. And he was like, he just had to quickly look up on the system and look at my background and look at all of the information. He was like, right, let's get on with this extraction then. So that made me even more nervous because you're dealing with someone different. And the tooth itself was really hard to get out. It was really, really tricky, and they had to drill the tooth into sections and pull it out bit by bit because it weren't coming out. I mean, I've got quite a small mouth, and he had to come around the back of me, and he was like holding onto my throat. I was thinking, Christ, he's like trying to strangle me, this guy. He was like, he had his hand on my throat, and he was really, really pulling to the point where it was hurting my jaw on the opposite side. And he had to keep stopping, I had to keep taking breaks. It was just horrendous. And the stress of it and like the trauma and that, it's just like I could feel my eyes starting to water up, and then you feel embarrassed that you're crying in front of people, and I was just like, this is horrendous. But yeah, basically in the end, he turned around and said, we can't carry on because I'm putting too much strain on your jaw, it's already hurting you, and I can't apply more pressure than what I'm already doing. So he said, I'm going to have to drill the tooth, break it, and then pull it out in sections. So that's what they did. So that was just horrendous. Yeah, when the anaesthetic wore off, I was in a lot of pain that evening, and I had to ring NHS 111 quite late into the night because it hadn't stopped bleeding. I just got some advice from them, but luckily by the morning it had stopped. But yeah, it did bleed for quite a long time, and I've had extractions before, but not for a long time, and they've never been like that. This was really, really bad. So yeah, the whole weekend I've just basically spent trying to catch up on sleep because I haven't had a lot, and just trying to eat like loads of soft food and cope with the pain really. But I'm hoping that they can fit a prosthetic because I didn't want a bridge, so they're going to give me like a prosthetic I think they call it a denture plate. So I've got to go back again in March for a fitting, and I think they're going to take like a mould, and then they'll make me a bespoke tooth. So because dental implants apparently cost around £3,000 just for one. Yeah, it's not something that I don't really fancy going through that either. So yeah, I have been very run down and very busy, and that's why I've not really done a video, but I thought I would just come on here today to let you know I am still here, and I do have a couple of things to show you, because I thought I can't do a video and not show you anything at all. So I'm actually going on a little mini break soon because it's my mum's birthday, and for those of you that probably watched my videos last year, you'll know that we all went away because it was my mum's big birthday, and we went away with the family, and we're doing the same again this year. So we're going to go to this resort, and my poor mum, she's only just had her cast taken off, and she's still got like a support, so she's probably not going to be able to partake in that many activities because they've got things like archery and rifle shooting and riding on segways and all that kind of thing. But there's a jacuzzi there and a pool, and you know, just quality family time. You know, it's still be a nice trip. So, and I'm not really going to be up for doing much either, to be honest, if my mouth doesn't improve by the weekend. But yeah, so we're going away, and I needed a new travel bag because I've got suitcases, but when you're only going away for a short period, you don't want to lug a massive suitcase with you. And I used to have a little weekend bag that I would take for sort of like one night breaks or a few nights, and it's so old, and it started, you know, where like the plastic starts to degrade and it just sort of like starts flaking off. It started doing that, so that's gone. And I needed to order myself a new bag. So I've got myself a new travel bag, and I thought I would show you that in case anyone is interested in it for short breaks. I thought it was a really practical bag, so I've got that to show you. And I've also got some perfumes to show you, which I'm really excited about. I think I've spoken about it before, but there's a favourite perfume of mine from a shop in York. And the perfume is called Till Death, which I know is not a very appealing name, but it's quite a gothic sort of inspired shop, and they do lots of sort of heady scents. And I was running really low on my perfume, so I bought a topper up, but then I also decided to treat myself and get one that I've not had before. Always a bit of a risk buying a perfume online if you've not tried it, in case you absolutely hate it. But the good thing about their website is they do a breakdown of what the top, middle and base notes are, so you can get an idea of what it's going to smell like from that. So I read that first, and I got this other one, so I just decided to treat myself. So I'm going to show you those. So I'll start off with the bag. I've not actually opened it yet from the packaging. So yeah, it just arrived in a typical little Ziploc bag. They called this colour wine red. It's more like a fuchsia. I really wanted like a purple colour, nice purpley coloured bag, and this is a really beautiful, I mean, I would call it purple, but they, as I say, they called it wine red. It's not really. I would say it is a purple, if I can actually get it out. Hold on. God blimey, this is a bit really stuck in there. Oh, there you go. Right. So yeah, apparently this bag is really good in that it can fold up and then go into like one zip compartment. I'm not going to attempt to do that, to be honest, because knowing me, I won't be able to do it. But yeah, it's in this really lovely, as I say, they called it wine red, but it is more of a purple. The light's not great in here, but it's starting to get dark now. But yeah, it's like a, I would say it's like a amethyst, like an amethyst purple, fuchsia type. It was off Amazon. It was, how much was it? Do you know, I can't remember what I paid for it now. I think it was only like $13.99 or something like that. It was really not expensive at all. But I tell you what, for how much it cost, it feels really, really sturdy. It's a nice, because when I looked at the description of the cloth, because you know sometimes when you buy really cheap bags, the plasticky material, it just like rips easily. This is a really nice, it's got a strong weave to it, because in the description they said it was Oxford cloth, which is like a cross between polyester and Oxford cloth. So it's got, and the stress points, they have triple stitched with those like cross bits on all the stress points, so it should hold really well. But what I liked about this bag was the versatility of it, because you've basically got a bag like this, but there is a zip at the bottom, and if you undo that, it gives you an extra amount of space. So on this front side, you've got this pouch here, and I'm just going to open that, and I can show you inside. Because the great thing about this is that you've then got even more space in that. So I've just undone that part. See there? That was like that on the side. So I've unzipped that, and when you unfold it, you can place something here inside, which is about the size of an iPad, but then it's also got another zip on the inside. So you can actually put something in this bit and there, and then fold that over and zip that up. So I thought that was actually really handy, because you can put like your phone, your iPad, or notebooks or anything like that in there and zip that up. As I say, that zip along the bottom is what you undo to give yourself extra room. The bag this size, without undoing that bottom section, I think the dimensions were something like, I think it was 22 centimetres in depth when it's fully open. So like 22 centimetres this way. The height I think was 30. Yeah, I think it's like 30 centimetre height. But it goes up to 38 centimetres. If you undo the zip at the bottom, you'll get, it will go to 38 centimetres in height. And then the width, I think was 44. I think it was 44 centimetres. So, but I mean, for a weekend, it's plenty big enough. So yeah, you've got that handy one on the side there. Let me just do that back up so it's not flapping everywhere. Oh, I'm going to need to take some more painkillers soon, because my tooth is really starting to hurt me again. On the other side, you've got another zip. But you've also got this band here. And what that's for, again, it's really thick and sturdy. This is so that if you're travelling like at an airport and you've got one of those like suitcases with the, what do you call it, like the pull handle for wheeling along, you can actually sit this bag on top of your suitcase and put the handle of the suitcase sort of like through this, so it will keep the bag on top of your suitcase without falling off. And then this is handy for like putting quick access to like your wallet or your passport. And obviously if you keep that turned towards you when you're going along, it's then quite safe. So that's what that's for. I mean, I won't need that, but you do get this extra zip here as well. As I say, these are quite sturdy. In fact, the inside of that is like a thick sort of cloth material. Rather than that cheap plasticky stuff that you get in cheap bags, this is actually like a cloth. So I'm really quite impressed with the quality of this for the money. And then the sides have just got these extra clips like that. And there's another one on that side as well. In terms of the handles, you've got the handles here, and that are big enough that you can actually obviously wear it like that as well as carry it. And the material folds over into a single stitch here, so it makes it more comfortable to hold. And then main compartment is huge. And again, I'm just feeling the inner material. It is really, do you know what? For less than £15, the material of this bag is excellent. It's really, really good. I wasn't really expecting much for the money, but yeah, you've got, let me stand up because then, oh, you can see. So this is the bag fully open. So that's the width, or depth, I should say. That's the depth. And then inside there are some more compartments. There's a wet dry compartment, which is on the inside there. There's an extra zipped compartment with the wet dry material. So if you've got like a flannel, a wet flannel, or laundry, anything that you don't want to, you know, like your normal clothes sort of coming into contact with, or like toiletries that might leak. Ow. Toiletries that might leak, something like that. You can put them in there and do that, and then that will stop them from leaking out onto your clothes. And then on the other side, there's another two compartments. You can't really see that in the light, but there are two other little pockets there and there for little things. They'll be perfect for putting my loop earplugs, my loop earplugs in, because I'm going to be sharing a room with my mum when we go away, and she's a big snorer, so I will be taking my loops so that I can get a good night's sleep. So, but yeah, do you know what? For the money, I'm actually really chuffed with that. And let me see what it's like if I undo this extension. So if I undo the bottom, okay, so I've just undone that bottom zip. Wow, okay, yeah, that's just made it. Can you see the difference in size that's made? That's gone really, that's gone from there to there. So you're getting that much extra, this much. So that's like an extra couple of pairs of shoes or a towel. I mean, I know the light is terrible, but honestly, the difference that makes, that's a lot of space. So I'm really impressed with that. The brand is Yummy. I think, what, Yummy? Yeah, Y-A-M-E-E, Yummy. And as I say, it was under £15. I think I paid like $13.99 or something like that. And they did it in all different colours. There was like grey, black, blue, navy, like a pastel blue, and then navy. Trying to think what other pink. They had it in pink. So yeah, it was really good. And then the perfumes that I got, I'll just show you those quickly. So when you order from this shop in York, so they have a shop in the Shambles. It's Teo. They have a shop in the Shambles for anyone that's been to York. It's a famous stretch of York. So like all old medieval buildings. For anyone that hasn't been, it's all medieval. Really, really beautiful buildings. Very popular with tourists. And that's where the shop is. The shop is called the Society of Alchemists. And they do these beautiful cloth, black velvet cloth drawstring bags with the gold snake. And this is what the perfume comes in, which I think is a lovely touch. Really good quality as well, really sturdy little drawstring bags. These might, you know, come in handy for different things. Could reuse them. This is the Till Death one. Till Death. It's 50ml. It is an eau de parfum, not an eau de toilette. So it's a higher content of perfume oil, so it will obviously cling longer, because eau de toilettes tend to not stay on your skin very long. This one actually does have. I wrote the scents down so that I could tell you what they were, but ow. This one actually has it on the back, so I'll tell you. The top notes are blackened plum, white musk, and freesia. Middle notes are burnt amber, which is absolutely gorgeous. I love burnt, sort of deep, smoky, woodsy scents, and that's what this has got in abundance. It's just, if you like really deep, woodsy, smoky, sweet scenting fragrances, then you will love this. It says middle notes is burnt amber, cashmere, patchouli, which I love, and iris. And then the bottom notes are vanilla bean, tonka bean, and rose. So the vanilla and the tonka, when it settles, and you really do smell the different fragrances as the perfume stays on your skin longer. And the bottom notes of vanilla and tonka, they give that sweetness to the scent, and the rose. But the burnt amber gives it that smokiness, and then the blackened plum and the musk, they give it that sort of that woodsy burnt smell. And I love patchouli. Patchouli is very, it's a very intense fragrance. It's quite strong. So yeah, if you don't like strong scents, if you prefer things to be a bit more fresh and airy and maybe more sporty, this is not going to be for you. This is very, very sweet, very sickly, very woodsy. But I want to say I've never smelled anything like it. I first bought this, I went on a trip to York last summer, and I went in the shop, and the shop is amazing. And I'd never smelled anything like it, and I could honestly, I could smell this all day. I try not to laugh or smile too much because it really hurts. But yeah, this is $24.95 for 50 mils. So and all of their fragrances also are cruelty free. I did check that before I bought it. They are cruelty free. So yeah, that was that one. That's the one that I just run out of. So I'm now good for another few months. And then the new one that I hadn't tried before, that I took a chance with, is Dragon's Breath. That is this one, Dragon's Breath. Again, it's an eau de parfum. You've got the Society of Alchemists gold snake design on the side, and it says on the back, a smoky blend of fire and vengeance taken from the sleeping dragon after battle in the underworlds. A sweet, deep and intoxicating blend. This one is even more smoky and even more woodsy and earthy than the other one. The other one is, this one I would say is quite a unisex fragrance, because I could quite easily see a man wearing this, but it's suitable for both sexes, I would say. The other one is more suited for women, because of the floral notes in it. It's got that more sweetness to it. This has got a slight sweetness, but it is definitely more on the earthy, smoky side than the sweet side. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. You get a real sort of earthy smell initially, and then it's got a woodsy smell under that, and then sort of like a burnt smoky smell, and then after that it goes a bit sweet, but that the sweetness is right at the bottom. This one doesn't have the can't think of the word. It doesn't have the list of ingredients on the back like the other one did, so I'm gonna read out to you what that one has got. So say I did write it down. So, hello baby, you want to come say hello? Come say hello. Say hello. You want to go on the windowsill? Come in. Go on the windowsill. Go look out the window. Off you go. Sit. This one. So the top notes are earth. That's probably why it is so earthy, because it's like the main ingredient is earth, followed by sweet tonka. The middle notes are rose, jasmine, and nutmeg. And then the base notes are, there's 2 different woods. There's agar wood, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but guaiac wood. It's Guaiac. Guaiac, guaiac. I am probably making an absolute pig's ear of pronouncing that, but so yeah, agar and guaiac woods, and then musk and oud. So yeah, mainly a very earthy, smoky smell. Very earthy and smoky. And as I say, it is a little bit sweet, but that sort of, you get that afterwards, which that's probably the oud coming through, and that you have got some rose and jasmine in there as well, so that's probably where the sweetness is coming from. But yeah, very, very woodsy and earthy and smoky. But as I say, I personally feel like I got this one today actually, and I can still smell it on my jumper. Once it's gotten, like, it's a few hours old and it's settled, the smell is more smoky. But I would say that this one is more unisex. But you know, perfume's a very, very subjective thing, and you know, I mean, really, you can wear whatever you want, can't you? So, but yeah, they are on Facebook. This isn't sponsored, by the way. I just really like them. But I would check them out if you get a few minutes. They are on Facebook, the Society of Alchemists. And as I say, their shop is in York, but for those of you that maybe don't live near York or aren't in this country, they are on Facebook if you want to check out their page, and they do deliver. You can order their stuff online, and they don't just do perfumes, they also do reed diffusers in these sorts of scents. So if you really like the scents of the perfumes, you can get it in a reed diffuser and have your whole room smell like it. Unfortunately, they don't do Till Death in a reed diffuser, because if they did, I would buy like 100 of them. Yeah, they do the reed diffusers. They also do some body products, so like lotions and stuff like that. And they also sell dragon eggs. They make these beautiful little dragon eggs and dragons, and the dragon's joints are all, I suppose to describe it like herringbone joints. So they flex really well, these little dragons. They come in all different beautiful colours. So yeah, if you're really into dragons, you can get yourself a little baby dragon from there. And the amazing thing about the shop is it's very, it reminds me of Ollivanders, if any of you are Harry Potter fans. It's very sort of diagonal alley inside this shop, because it's a really old building. But the shop has all of their shelving units are sort of done in this really dark, beautiful, rich oak wood. Well, I think it's oak, but it's really, really dark. And it's just shelving, floor to ceiling shelving. And it's very, very dark in there. So it has a real nice atmosphere. And it's quite scentsy when you go, because of all of the different fragrances going on. So it's sort of, the scents really hit you when you go in there. And they have all the testers out, so you can test the different perfumes if you want. And they've also got testers of the reed diffuser bottles. The reed diffuser bottles are generally in black, and they look very, very, very sort of otherworldly, very gothic. So if you're into that kind of look for your home, it would go really well. But one of the amazing things is they've got this huge model dragon in the middle of the shop, and he's lying sleeping on this table in the middle of the shop as you walk in. And again, I'm probably going to balls up his name as well, but I think his name is it, I could pronounce it well, it's Ouroboros. It's a really weird name. Ouroboros, I think it is. But he's a big white fluffy dragon. And yeah, and then surrounding him, they've got all of these like lit up crystals. So if you're into that kind of thing, if you're into sort of like mystical, sort of gothic type stuff, this shop is well worth a visit, and their products are beautiful. So I would check them out if you're into that kind of thing. But yeah, that's all I had to show you really. I was conscious that I'd not done the video in a while, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of a chat to say hi. and that I'm still here. I'm just, as I say, a bit poorly at the moment, but I've got a couple of bits, and yeah, I will hopefully do a video for you soon with some more things. I have just ordered a few things from Shein actually, but I only placed the order yesterday, so they won't be coming for a while, and then I say I'm going away for a bit, so when I get back off holiday I'll do another video for you, and I'll leave it there for now. So I hope you all have a lovely week. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it, it'll really help me out, and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.